I'm just going to provide you with a copy of the statement that I'd like to.
Your name?
Can you tell us who you are?
I will. My name is Michael Flattner. I'm the chair of the music department. I've been teaching for 21 years. This is my 13th year here at CLC. 9 years ago, I recommended hiring John Mose to teach the concert band at CLC. It was clearly understood at that time that he was being hired based on his vast professional experience as a music educator. At the time of John's hire, as it is today, the Higher Learning Commission allowed for using tested experience as a substitute for an earned credential. Since John's arrival at CLC, concert band enrollment has surged from 30 members to a high of over 70 members. Each semester, he has set higher standards for the ensemble in terms of the level of repertoire they attempt to perform. John is well regarded by his students, community members, and other faculty. John is a patient, experienced, and dedicated teacher who is a credit to CLC. This may help to explain why his students continually nominate him for teaching awards. I've known John for over 20 years. We've had the pleasure of performing with each other on numerous occasions. We did a tour of China together with the Chicago Metropolitan Jazz Orchestra at the invitation of the Chinese government. We've performed on numerous CD recordings. One thing you should know about John is that he's a consummate musician. He's performed with Tony Bennett, Nancy Wilson, Ella Fitzgerald, Frank Sinatra Jr., and Bob Hope. This is exactly the kind of teacher that our students should be exposed to. He has the ability to connect them to the real world of entertainment and work. As the music department chairperson, it will fall to me to search for and hire John's replacement. The only comment I can make to you tonight is that you've already have an experienced, dedicated, and highly qualified teacher in place. John is the rare individual who will succeed at whatever he puts his mind to. He's the type of educator CLC should retain. Budgetary constraints and diminished replacement of full-time faculty positions make attracting and retaining qualified, experienced adjunct teachers more important than ever. Approximately 17 adjunct faculty will be impacted by the administration's inaccuracy of the Higher Learning Commission document. I've spoken with my full-time colleagues in other departments about this issue. I have been told that because of this position, they too are losing experienced, highly qualified adjuncts who have been teaching already CLC students for years with distinction. My fear is that CLC is ignoring a standard that allows qualified, experienced people to teach its students. The college will instead exclude these educators, people who have spent their careers honing skills, building networks of associates, and innovating. They will be unable to teach at CLC. I believe the very purpose of the tested experience clause that we're arguing about here is to bring these experienced individuals into the classroom, not to exclude them. Thank you for the opportunity to speak this evening, and I hope that you will encourage the administration to rethink its policy to ignore using tested experience as a means of determining minimum qualifications to teach.
Thank you, Mr. Fleck. Quick question, are you representing just, is there one music department person or is there more?
Ever since Charles Quincy was not replaced in the spring of 2014, I'm the only one left.
But who are the 16 other adjuncts that are going to be affected?
They're across the creek.
They're across the departments.
Is this the only individual from the music department?
Excuse me?
Is he
Is
the
this
only
the only
music?
individual from the
No,
music
there's two.
department? There's two?
In my
Same.
department, there's two.
Same situation as you're talking about?
Same situation.
Okay, we got it.
Thank you.
Very much. Anyone else like to address the board?
Thank you. My name's John Graham. I'm a former teacher, coach, athletic director at Munline High School. I'm here to talk about the Lake County Hall of Fame Sports Induction Ceremony, which is part of the Keith. I've been a committee member of the Keith Ryan Scholarship Fund here at the college since about '94. Don't know how many of you are familiar with the scholarship fund. Keith Ryan was a former broadcaster, I believe, with WKRS and went into television, passed away some years ago, and all the county athletic directors got together, had a roast for him, gave them a memento to the school, and I believe Bill DeBoer, the previous foundation director, started the scholarship fund in his name, and as I stated on that paper, the Lake County Hall of Fame dinner or ceremony is just a fundraiser for the scholarship fund. And you'll have to excuse me, I got macular degeneration, electronic magnifier just went out. Read everything that well, see everything that well.
Are you reading on the sheet that you?
Yeah, pretty much. As I said, the scholarship, we started that for a journalism student who was going to go on into the communication field. It was originally $1,000 scholarship. Through the fundraising, we made enough money to award a scholarship to a male and female athlete. And by the way, I forgot to say, I'm doing this on my own. Bill DeBoer is still kind of the chairman of the group. Bill does not know I'm here. None of the committee members know I'm here. I haven't talked to him about it. To go on, where was it? Oh, I guess what I want to say in the past, this started out once we started the Hall of Fame induction ceremony. They had a very nice formal dinner at the Mid-Lane Country Club. We've had guest speakers like Mike Ditka, Mark Greco, Connie Dayton, to go along with this. And that's part of it. I'll jump ahead a little bit this year. I missed last year. Last year they had the induction ceremony here at the college. I missed that, or I'd have probably been here earlier. This year, it was nice from the standpoint they had a little coffee and cake prior to the induction ceremony, and then prior to the basketball game, with maybe 35 or more, not very many more people in the stands. They put a table out in the middle of the floor. Bill was still in charge again. So that the inductees would come out, get their flag, and have a picture taken. In the past, I mean, it was a very formal ceremony, maybe 250 people, nice dinner, silent auction, door prizes, raffles. I don't see the way it was run this year, how it was a fundraiser. The plaques, I'm sure each person gets a plaque, and then there's one that's, I forget where they're even hanging them now. So that's costly. Whatever the cake and coffee was costly. Printing the programs. And by the way, I gave a program. The previous programs, you can just pass this around. It's the only one I have. It was printed for this year's thing. I just want you to see the difference in the quality of the program, because if one of the inductees, it's a nice little memento in this year's program. But, I mean, it was nice, but it's not as nice as the previous programs were. What have I missed?
Well, then let me just, are you, tell us what you're suggesting here.
I'm suggesting that they go back and have a more formal induction ceremony. I was almost embarrassed. I knew three of the, in fact, one of the the girl that had played basketball for me at one month back in the 70s was inducted. In knowing in previous, they had it, at the Hall of Fame dinner, it was much more formal. They could come up, they could have a chance to give a little bit of an acceptance speech. This to me was almost embarrassing. Just walk out of the floor, get your plaque, go home. I don't know.
Okay, so let me see if I get this right.
So my whole point is have a more formal ceremony. I don't care if it's done here, if you have a nice room, but whatever.
So,
To me, it's gone downhill. I mean, it's an honor for these people to be inducted into the Lake County Hall of Fame, and then, I don't know, it was embarrassing.
so it's now under the athletic department, whereas before it was under the foundation.
It was under the foundation. That's, I guess, my final thing, since it is a fundraiser for a scholarship, why it's not in why the current foundation director doesn't handle it. And as I said, I commend the athletic department for taking it over and trying to keep it going. But I don't see how they raised any money at all. I think whatever money there is, where it came from, had to be an expenditure. Maybe there's some money left over from.
Okay.
That's my goal.
John, thank you for bringing that to attention. We will take a look at it.
We'll give you back the program, John.
Yeah, here's,
I've got,
you might want that one.
You might want this
Phil's gonna
one.
give that.
oh, okay. Yeah, in fact, Bill's, he's down in Arizona, I found his voicemail I was gonna try to get enough of those.
Long arms, but I know you do too.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I
Thank
think
you.
I've known John.
All right, is there anyone else that'd like to address the board?
I've been a Lake County resident all throughout my work career and really appreciate CLC. And there's a bunch of us dressed in black here, and every one is prepared to would like to make a comment, but out of respect to the board, we'll limit the number of comments and the number of folks that will be making comments regarding the adjunct professor.
Okay, good.
And I would just like to say that it's come to my attention that CLC is changing the criteria for adjunct.
Can you tell us who you are?
My name is Rick Olson. Yeah, I've been a Lake County resident.
And you're teaching what?
I teach what?
What do you teach?
I don't teach.
You're a
I'm
business person?
I'm a professional. I do hold graduate degrees and all of that.
Okay, all right.
But I'm a professional person working in town.
Okay.
But it's come to my attention that the College of Lake County is changing the criteria for adjunct professors, instructors, to require without exception that the instructor has obtained a master's degree. It is readily agreed that additional education can generally be helpful and beneficial. However, there are instances where this particular condition or requirement should not be a line in the sand and should be waived. Education without significant and substantial real-life experience can often be reduced to an academic exercise rather than the skillful application of knowledge within a specific discipline. There's no better educational credential than a demonstrated, consistent, long-term track record within the educational environment. The ability to attract and retain faculty that not only carry out and fulfill course requirements, but make a difference in the lives of people should always be a top priority. From my perspective, John Mose clearly meets and exceeds the above criteria. He has an outstanding track record of real-life experience in the music world that applies to the College of Lake County Concert Band on a consistent basis. He is known commodity with a demonstrated long-term CLC track record. Over the years, the concert band has grown significantly in numbers and quality. Concert band members appreciate being a part of the College of Lake County Concert Band. Practices are focused and place great emphasis on band members working together. For me, I had not played in a band since I was a sophomore in high school. It was with fear and trepidation and with a lot of encouragement from a CLC concert band member that I decided to start playing again. From my very first band practice a few years ago, it has been a privilege to play in the College of Lake County Concert Band and represent CLC under the direction of John Mose. Based on my own professional, educational, and real-life experience, it is nearly incomprehensible to me that CLC would continue to move down a road of uncertainty when strong favorable outcomes and benefits are already in place. Accordingly, your serious consideration of waiving the master's degree requirement for CLC adjunct professors, instructors, based on the above comments as well as other applicable criteria considerations would be greatly appreciated, and from my particular vantage point, would be in the best interest not only of the CLC concert band, but in the best interest of CLC on an overall basis. Really appreciate your strong consideration of this request.
You're welcome. Do you have those comments? Give them to Karen. Thank you. How many more of you want to speak?
Everybody.
Many? All right. And I ask that you limit your comments as best you can. Okay? And be as succinct as you can and maybe shorten it a little bit if it's on the same subject. Please.
Good evening. My name is Bob Miller. I'm a Lake County resident. I play percussion in the CLC concert band and in the CLC wind ensemble. I am retired after spending 47 years working in the field of human resources and labor relations. Most of my jobs are reported directly to the president of the corporation. I have an MBA from Michigan State University and have spent several years teaching business and human resources courses as an adjunct faculty member of a community college which is very similar to CLC. Therefore, I have a decent understanding of how academia works. Probably all of your administrators hold one or more advanced degrees. I suspect that your administrators work very hard over a period of several years to gain their degrees and are very proud of them. After putting in the effort to obtain their advanced degree, they believe it's only fair that their peers and their instructors should also be required to hold advanced degrees. The belief in academia too often is that the possession of an advanced degree in of itself confers competence on the beholder. That is not always true. In what I call the real world outside of academia, degrees hold far less importance. The real measure of competence is demonstrated results. Results matter. An advanced degree should impart extra knowledge, which may help the holder be successful. However, an advanced degree in and of itself does not ensure either competence or success. Results are what matter. Please think back to when you graduated with your own degree. You still had a tremendous amount to learn. You learned it through gaining practical experience before you became truly competent. I suspect that having gained years of experience, you are much more competent today than you were when you first graduated. Experience can easily be just as important as an advanced degree, and often far more important in determining competence and success. This is why virtually every single job description in the private sector, which has an educational requirement, for example, bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering, also includes the statement, or equivalent experience. I have fired holders of advanced degrees, including but not limited to managers and engineers, who simply were not competent in their positions. The most competent engineer I ever hired did not even have a bachelor's degree, but he went on to earn multiple patents and ended up as a corporate vice president. This brings me to my experience playing with John Mose. I know something about conducting. I started playing percussion 63 years ago when I was in 5th grade. Since then, I have played in 21 different concert bands and orchestras, including the Michigan State University Marching and Symphonic Bands, the Indianapolis Symphonic Band, the Grand Rapids Symphonic Band, Northwestern Michigan College Band, the CLC Wind Ensemble, and concert band. I've attended adult band camp at the prestigious Interlochen Arts Academy. Overall, including guest conductors, I've played for over 50 different conductors, including such noted conductors as Leonard Falcone and Ken Bloomquist of Michigan State, William D. Rivelli of the University of Michigan, William Moffett of Purdue University, and Harry Beechen of the University of Illinois, to name just a few. As far as his conducting ability and ability to teach and get a great music sound out of a band, I would rate John Mose in the top 15% of all of the conductors that I played for. Let me repeat, I played for some 50 conductors, and I rate John in the top 15%. Yes, he really is that good. Most professions have awards and professional honors which recognize greatness within that profession. In the world of music, one of the most prestigious awards is the Grammy Award. John Mose has been nominated for a Grammy. That is an incredible honor. Frankly, I would be surprised if any other instructor or administrator at CLC, full of hard times, has been nominated for the most prestigious professional award in their particular field. John has. John has also been recognized by his students. He has twice, not once, but twice, been nominated for Instructor of the Year here at CLC. What percentage of your instructors have been nominated for Instructor of the Year once, let alone twice? John has.
Okay, we're going to need you to wrap that up.
I'll do some math.
We believe everything they're telling us.
Well, then you need to act on it, ma'am. The following guidelines apply to faculty members. This is from the guidelines.
We've got those guys.
You got those guidelines.
All right, last time.
Then you've read about how experience should be considered and how the guidelines do not mandate that anyone be terminated or their contract refused because they do not have an advanced degree.
We have not studied the issue as a board. As the discussion about this issue, the board has not really had a discussion about this issue. Okay.
We urge you.
We will.
We urge you to please not let your HR department and your administrators be lazy, but let them apply experience in the best interests of this education of the students at CLC. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Couple of minutes, okay, if it's on the same subject. Well, let her talk.
I mean, that's not.
Okay, but if it's on the same subject, we're going to condense it, if you don't mind. We want to hear from you, but if it's the same across the board, okay, go ahead.
My name is Ron Jensen. I'm a student here at CLC.
Okay.
Okay. I started taking lessons from John 2 summers ago. He was recommended to me from my friend in high school. He was the first professor I had at CLC, and he set the bar. Sorry, I'm really nervous.
Okay. Don't worry about it.
He was the first professor I had at CLC, and he set the bar for all the other ones. It's not John's degree that makes him a good director or professor. It's really his personality. It's not a piece of paper that makes a person excel in a career. It's their skill and experience. And when talking about John, I think he has enough to go around for a long time. It's truly disheartening to me that there's even a thought of him being let go from this institution. He can be the most educated person in the world and still teach. Still be unable to teach. It's rare to find a person who cares as much as he does. He is what I and everyone in the band love about the school. While sitting in band, we all have our own personal lives. Some of us come from school, a 9-to-5 job, or even a break to get away from the home. Each of us easily could leave at any moment and go back to our lives to get some rest for the day. But when John says, let's run 50s one more time and the clock strikes 9, no one moves, no one complains. We sit in our chair and we give that song our all because we know he's doing it for us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is David Ramish, and I've been a member of the concert band since the fall of 2007, the year prior to John Mose becoming the director. For the last 2 semesters, I've also been taking the jazz ensemble class taught by John. In my musical career, I've also been under the baton of many different music directors at grade school, middle school, high school, college, and community band levels. John is by far the best guy I've seen both inspiring the individuals in the band to stretch their capabilities and also educating the group on the finer points of what it takes to make good music together. He does this while making the rehearsals very intensive, challenging, and fun. I watched the concert band grow under John from less than 30 members to our current level of about 70 members. I've also witnessed the steady improvement of the music being produced by the CLC in terms of difficulty and, more importantly, in terms of musicality. By this I mean improved intonation, improved precision of play, better use of dynamics, and the myriad of other factors needed to turn a bunch of people playing notes into music that is enjoyable for an audience. Under John's leadership, the concert band has developed a very loyal core group of community musicians that make up a good portion of the ensemble. This core, in turn, provides a solid foundation that serves to enrich the concert band experience for the students that join us for a few years. In the jazz ensemble class, John has students with widely varying levels of musical capabilities. He is able to listen to each student's efforts at improvisation and immediately provide feedback tailored to what each individual needs to concentrate on in order to improve. He also teaches the music theory behind the improvisational techniques, again, adjusting for the varying levels of the people in the class. John also provides the jazz ensemble class guidance and stories on how professional musicians behave, interact with communities during rehearsals and performances. Knowledge that is very valuable to those in the class aspiring to be professional performers. We'd be ashamed to lose John as a teacher in the CLC community solely because he does not have a master's degree. His decades of experiences, both as an educator and performer, are far more extensive and valuable than what one is likely to acquire from an advanced degree. But
Concluding remarks?
my concluding remark is that my understanding is that the administration is worried about the slippery slope of adding judgment into the criteria for staff members. My many years in the corporate world, I've seen the application of rigid rules like that lead to a lot of poor decision making. It's a nice, safe approach, but it's not necessarily a good approach. As a resident of Lake County and a CLC taxpayer, I'd expect the CLC administration to make the best decisions for the students of the college, even if it does require the use of judgment. Documentation of the reasons that justify an exception should be sufficient to defend the decision from your reviewing authorities. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
We'll make this our last one.
Okay.
I know some people will be disappointed.
I have mine super fast, so I'll go ahead.
Okay. I don't want to rush you, just don't want to hear, right to the point.
My name is Joey Gallia. I'm 21 years old. I've been both a full-time and a part-time student at CLC since the fall of 2014. I've been loosely associated with the music department since then through lessons with David Jennings. I'm a percussionist. One of the things that kept my foot in the door at the school was the jazz combo held by John Mose on Wednesdays. And he held that door open for me in a way that encouraged me to learn about the genre of music that I was somewhat familiar with, but my complete understanding of jazz and classical music was brought to fruition because of John. Currently, I am involved in Dr. Flack's Monday combo, Monday night jazz ensemble, John's Wednesday night concert band, and the Thursday night wind ensemble. And for as proud as I am of all these accomplishments that I've made in such a short amount of time, I don't think I would be here without John's direction, without his compassion, without his ability to teach both intimate groups and large groups such as the concert band. He has a way of teaching that can't be taught itself in a classroom, and I don't think that it's fair to put him on the board with others without a degree, because his experience and his abilities speak volumes that, again, cannot be taught in the classroom. Once again, I owe a lot of my success, a lot of my abilities, a lot of my knowledge to John's experience, his methods of teaching, and I don't like speaking for such large groups on the account of them. but I feel like everyone shares the experience that I do in that the contact that we have been exposed to in terms of musicians, both young and old, would not be as complete without John's concert band and without his direction. Thank you.
Very much. Thank you. Hi.
I am part of the game we're and I'm the tuba player. And all of our co-players here were so glad that you would listen to us today. I thought to myself, if I was a board member, why would I be worried about this issue? So I was trying to think of a way that would solve it for you guys too. So everybody wins. I was thinking, can you guys grant him an honorary master? Well, you never know. Like it could be like an honorary symbolic. I mean, it's an idea, right? Like, could we maybe give him some kind of special ceremonial?
We appreciate you coming to us for options.
But you don't want to like present a problem without a solution, right? But as we go through it, I spent a lot of time, as we all did. There's probably hours and hours and hours that we just spent together looking at this, trying to figure it out, because we really do love his leadership. We really want to keep him, and we're really like pleading with you, the board, to figure out a way that we can win and keep John as our conductor.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Right from the baccalaureate to the master's degree.
So I got this. John is very good. Is that the message? Okay, I cover everybody now? Okay.
And we love music.
Thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else that would like to address the board other than band folks?